Hey everybody, Chef Britt here with atbbq.com, and today we are making griddled cheese taquitos. All right, so today we're gonna put the keto in taquito. Now we're going to just replace the tortilla with some griddled cheese, and I'll show you that later. Let's start with the marinade on the chicken. All right, so we are going to be using the lime jalapeno fajita bath by Sweetwater Spice. I'm gonna start with about a cup here, and we'll dilute it with a cup of water. So that's a 1-to-1 ratio, and that's gonna give us all of the acidity and seasoning that we need for our chicken. Now let's get to trimming the chicken. All right, so I've got a couple pounds of boneless, skinless chicken thighs, as well as some chicken breasts. Now to get the marination time even on both of these, I'm just gonna open these up and butterfly them a little bit here. Just gonna hold my knife pretty steady, just kind of open it up. Into the marinade we go. And we'll just make sure everything is well submerged. And we're gonna put our locking lid in there and secure everything and keep it fully submerged. All right, so we'll allow that to marinate for about 20 or 30 minutes. In the meantime, we're gonna cut up some vegetables for some pico de gallo. Let's start by dicing up a white onion here. I'm gonna go for a small dice today, so pretty thin cuts. And we're gonna work our way down the onion, cutting not all the way down to the root, but just close enough to keep it all together. Sort of minced looking onion. So I'm going to use the whole onion today. Next, we're going to dice up these tomatoes. Now you can play around with the ratio of tomatoes and onions, but I think I like a pretty even mix, or even just a little more onion. So that's what we're going to do. And we're just trying to get the same size cut on the tomato as we did on the onion. We're gonna try and keep all of those wonderful juices, help bring that tomatoey flavor into the mix. Next, we're going to get some serrano peppers sliced up. Now these are a little spicier than a jalapeno and is what is traditionally found in pico de gallo. I'm going to tame the heat level by getting rid of those seeds. I'm just using my thumb to scrape it out. Now we're just going to get really thin strips. And then we'll come back through and get our little tiny flecks of serrano. So we're also gonna just mince up some cilantro. Just get some of these leaves off the stems. Now normally you would just dress this with a little salt and lime juice, but since we've got this on hand, I'm just gonna add a little splash of that lime jalapeno fajita bath, and that's got a ton of salt and lime juice already packed in there with some extra spices, so I'm sure it'll just all blend very well together. Now let's make sure and give it a taste and make sure it's where we want it to be. Perfect. That's going to bring all the acidity that we need to kind of counteract the sort of heaviness that comes out of the taquito. All right, now that we've got all of our vegetables prepped, let's get the chicken out of this marinade. I can really smell that cumin and oregano coming off of this marinade. It smells awesome. And then I'm also going to strain off any solids out of this marinade and apply it as a wet rub, just to really intensify that flavor. let's head out to the grill. All right, so today I'm gonna be using the Griddled teppanyaki grill. I'm gonna get it primed with a little bit of duck fat, and we'll just sear these up and cook them through. Now we're rolling on a medium-low temperature right now. So we're just giving these a few minutes on each side. Oh, it's got beautiful browning on there. That's perfect for the thighs. Let's pull them off. And we need to get this pretty finely chopped to be a good filling for our taquito. Now that we've diced up the chicken, we're ready for the fun part. We're gonna get the chicken back on the griddle just to keep it warm. We're gonna put down a layer of finely shredded Mexican cheddar, and then we are going to season the cheese with a little bit of this Cattleman's Grill 8-second ride carne asada seasoning, and we'll roll it all up. So it's good just to start small, and you can scale up as you need. Just gonna get a good little pinch. And I'm going to try my best to make a sort of long, rectangular piece of cheese. Notice I've got a gloved hand with a heat-proof cotton underneath, and that's going to help me manage this. Now don't forget, we're adding a little bit of seasoning for some extra pepper in there. And while the cheese is hot and melty, we're going to go ahead and put our chicken in there. And that's going to help it adhere to that cheese. Now you can see it's starting to look a little more golden on the edges, and that's when we know we're ready to start moving forward. We're going to start with our fish spatula here. And we're going to just keep rolling. And you can even give it just a couple more seconds just to crisp up real nice. Beautiful. All right, so get the chicken down here. We want to keep the roll as tight as we can. Awesome. All right, so out of that 2 pounds of chicken and about 1.5 pounds of that shredded cheese, we got 20 taquitos. So let's go serve them up inside. So let's get the taquitos right in the bowl here. Now to top it off, I've got a little shredded iceberg lettuce, a good heaping of my pico de gallo. I also have some fresh avocados and just a little extra squeeze of lime. I'm gonna get a little pico in there. Wow, this dish is amazing. I would be so excited to share this with any of my family. It's healthy. You get a ton of richness out of the chicken and the cheese, and then all of the fresh stuff on top really just makes it the best possible dish it can be. And that crunch just hangs on. I'm so happy. Well, that's it from me today. Thank you for joining me while I make this awesome, really fun dish on the griddle. Now, if you want to see more recipes, tips, and techniques, head on over to atbbq.com/thesauce. And if you want to see any of the products or flavors we used today, head on over to atbbq.com. All things barbecue, where barbecue legends are made.